What's going on, everybody? Yes, today I will be reviewing the movie Blackening, the Blackening movie review. Man, sorry y'all, it took me a while to get this movie out, man, movie review out. The reason why is because the city I live in, they only had it out for about a week and a half. And they took it out the movies, man, out of, so quick. So when I went to go visit my mom last week, I went down there and I found out the movie was playing at, in the city that she was living in. So I took my mom and we went to go see the movie Blackening. I know most of y'all already saw it already, but now I'm about to reveal the movie Blackening. First of all, I wasn't really going to see this film. I was like, when I saw the trailer of it a while ago, like 2 months ago, I was like, man, it's kind of one of them little goofy movies. But actually, I enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed the film. I think it was put together very well. It's a horror slash comedy. It's an hour and a half, which is perfect timing. So you get your money's worth seeing it. Seven friends go away for the weekend only to find themselves trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. They must pit their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies against the murderer to stay alive. So basically, it's a game that's called the Blackening, that it asks you black questions, just to sum it up. That is questions that African Americans should know. And I guess if you get one of the questions wrong, you're gonna suffer and you might die. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. But it's a creative game. I'm like, they should come out with a real game like that. And the director of this film is Tim Story. Like I said, I didn't really care for him as a director, but I'm gonna say he did his thing in this movie. He really did his thing in this. He directed this very well, and he came out with Barbershop too. I like Barbershop with Ice Cube. So he did. That's one of my other favorite movies that he produced. I mean directed, but hey, he did his thing on this one. And I'm gonna name a few cast members that stood out in this film, which is one of my favorite actresses, Grace Byers. It was cool to see her in this film. This is a different film for her to play in. And I like some of the series she played in too, like Harlem TV series. I like that one. She also played in Empire. She played in, I think, a few episodes of Empire. And she played in Tales. I like that other, it's like a hip hop musical on BET called Tales. So she played in some good, series, and I like her in this movie. She did a great job. And one of the other cast members is Melvin Gregg. Oh my God, that dude, he's one of my favorite characters in this film. That dude is funny as hell. He had me rolling. I was like, man, he was playing I think he was playing the ex thug in this movie. Man, that boy, man, I ain't gonna tell the film though, but y'all gotta see this man. He was the most funniest person in this film. Had me rolling. And the other actor is Jermaine Fowler. Oh man, he was like the nerdy black guy in this film. That fool had me rolling too. He was funny, man. Oh my God, they was acting a fool up in this film from the beginning to the end. Y'all, man, you gotta check it out. Check it out. I like this film so much because it's so creative and different, especially an all-black cast in a horror movie. I don't think that ever been done before. An all-black cast in a horror film. I'm trying to think now. I mean, we had some horror films where you had a black cast, like The Leprechaun, and what else? That horror movie that Snoop Dogg played in. That was like, I think it was called Bones, but it's nothing like this though. Never been done before. This is history in the making. This is very entertaining, and yeah, I like this. I like this film because basically all the black people in this film had different personalities. It ain't like all the blacks were the same personalities. You had one black person that was African. He came from Africa, I believe. So, or his parents came from Africa. Then you had the other black person that was half black. You had the other black person that was gay. And you had the other black person that was kind of suburban and kind of nerdy. And you had a couple black people that had the ghetto chemistry. So I like how they had different black people up in here, and they wasn't all the same. So I congratulate them for that. And this film is like a good blend of horror and comedy mixed together very well. This movie wasn't over the top. They had a good balance to it, and it wasn't too goofy either. That's what I like about it. And I can relate to these characters too because this is how you can really relate to them because this is how blacks will really probably act in certain situations. in certain circumstances too. So majority of black people will probably act like this in a situation. So that's why I was like, man, I really like this movie. I'm really feeling this. This movie Blackening is mixed with, if you saw the movie Saw, it's mixed with Saw, Friday the 13th with Jason, and the movie Scary Movie. So if you mix all those three movies together, Saw, Friday the 13th, and Scary Movie, you have Blackening, basically, with a black twist to it too. So, yep. This film kept you engaged with the film and intrigued because I'm sitting up there talking back to the movie. I'm sitting up there watching the film and trying to answer the questions that they were trying to answer, the black questions. So I'm like, oh, I know that question, and I'm sitting up there so engaged with it. So if you go see this film, you probably might do the same thing. You'd be like, oh yeah, you'd be so engaged talking to the movie, like you a crazy person up in there or something. I was kind of shocked because I didn't think the pacing of this film would be great at all. I was going into this saying, oh man, but to make a all black horror movie, they did really good with the pacing of this. They really did. I mean, if it was no moments where I was on board at all. I mean, it was good from the beginning to the end. So it kept me intrigued with the whole movie the whole time. Great pacing, great timing. And also what I like about the film, they had some scary moments in the film. They had a few jump scares that was pretty decent. The cinematography was pretty decent too. What else? Now I gotta say this though, the movies that get the less promotion are really the best ones to watch. I'm telling you, it's been like that through all my life too. Sometimes, where the movies that get the less promotion are the best ones to watch. And this one is worth watching. I mean, they had some good moments in here. And what else I like about this film is it's one of those films where you got to guess who did it, who's the killer. But I did have I had a dislike in the film where I think the killers were too predictable because I knew who the killers were before the movie started. And I was right. So it was pretty predictable to me. But besides that, what really irritated me sometimes when you watch horror movies, you got a gang of 5 people in a room with one killer. I'm like, man, stomp this killer out. I'm like, work the killer. It's like, I don't get it. You got 5 people or 6 people going against one killer in the room. It's like, man, I will be jumping at. I'm like, I'll jump him and kill him. So I don't get it in horror movies. I know it's Hollywood, so they got to make the movie last. You can't kill them off too quick. But that'd be irritating me sometimes. But yeah, they had plenty of opportunities to kill these people. Plenty of opportunities. But they never connected with it really like that until, but that's right. Let me not tell a movie though. But yeah, that's the only dislike I had, that it was kind of predictable with the killers. But I'm going to give this film a 10 out of 10 actually. Yes, I said it. I'm going to give this film a 10 out of 10, even though I had that one dislike. The reason why I'm going to do this because I'm going to say Tim Story did a great job. This was a very creative idea to come up with a film with an all-black cast in a horror movie. So for that, being creative like that, this is a 10 out of 10. This is worth that. And yeah, they executed this film very well. No dull moments in this film. No dry moments. I was in tune with the film the whole time, and it kept my attention the whole time. So yes, a 10 out of 10 for this film. And people are asking me, should they come out with a Blackening Part 2? A Blackening 2? No. And the reason why I said this is I don't want them to mess up a classic. I'm gonna say this film was a classic to me. If they come up with a Part 2, I think they're gonna mess it up. I say just keep this as a classic movie. Don't make no Part 2, because if they make a Part 2, they're gonna have to come out with a whole new cast, or they might have some of the previous cast members too. But still, leave it alone. Let this be a classic. Don't make a Part 2 of this. Please don't. If y'all do, that's fine. But yeah, that's all I have to say for the film. And somebody asked me too another question. They said, Brent, why are all the blockbuster films, these big films that's in the movie theaters, are not doing well? Which I'm gonna say this: Hollywood messed up a little bit. They came out with too many heavyweight blockbuster movies all at once, and people got to understand, people don't have the money to go see all these movies like that. It costs to go to the movies nowadays. It costs $14 a ticket. I mean, if you're not going to, because where I live at, you got the $5 Tuesdays. But come on now, who can really go to a movie on Tuesday when you got to work? So it's it's like they came out with in May they came out with what Fast and the Furious, Guardians of the Galaxy. Then they came out with Spider-Man. What else? Transformers. There's another blockbuster out. Yeah, Flash, Indiana Jones, and it's some more that I'm missing too. But it's like they coming out with all these blockbuster heavyweight movies, and people like, man, they ain't got time to be spending all this money to go see these movies back to back. It's like, man, they should have spreaded it out a little bit, and that's why the box office numbers ain't doing so well with most of these movies. If they would have spread it out a little bit, then yeah, they would have gave people time to really go see it. And yeah, because I'm like, I can't even keep up with all these films that's coming out. But yeah, so the next the next video I'm gonna come out with, it's gonna be a fitness video. It's gonna be a compilation fitness video. Then after that, then I'm gonna come out with Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. I'm definitely gonna see that this week, and I'll be putting that out. So those are my two videos that I'm gonna put out. Then I'm gonna put out more movie reviews after that. So just stay tuned. Yes, I'm sorry I took a while to get this out. This movie Blackening came out like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, hope y'all like the movie review. Stay tuned for more videos. Hit the put some comments in the section if you like. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. All right, I'm out.